couple of words for using License Manager as a shop backend. Why do we have to talk about shop backends at all? Because well, spatial products are somehow special, so they are not as a book. So a book you can either buy or just leave it, and but for spatial products it's somewhat more difficult because they can be configurable in many ways. So as you see in the picture, you can have different layers, you can have different spatial extents and something like that, and therefore such a shop needs a configuration option. So if you look into a standard e-procurement process, you have the different steps. So you select products, you put them into a shopping cart, you select more, put them in a cart, and fill your cart with products, and then you go to order it. Usually these are products which are somehow shipped via postal delivery, so that creates kind of pick list for your fulfillment department, and then it's delivered. So when we talk about geospatial products, you have that configuration part in there. So you select a product, and then usually the next step is first configure it. So which spatial extent do you want? So which, let's say, data format do you want, and something like that, and then put it into the cart. And you can also reconfigure it from the cart or just select another one. So there's, in the selection process, there's one step in between. And when we talk about the fulfillment part, it's not always postal delivery, because if you are talking about data, that can also be somehow created and provided for download. Or if you talk about licenses for services, so you can also purchase, let's say, the right of accessing a service in such a shop. It's just, instead of sending a package, it's just creating a license and then give access. So after the order, different ways of fulfillment might be useful for different kinds of products. And therefore, let's say a geospatial shop is somehow a bit more difficult than a standard online shop. So let's say our view on a standard geo shop layout is that you have three different sales aspects. So first thing, of course, and the most popular probably, is you're selling data. So you have your data somewhere stored. You create products out of it, and you just sell it and probably deliver it via download or by CD delivery or DVD delivery, something like that. But then you can also have services, as in License Manager in the pure version as well. So besides selling data, you can also sell access rights for your services in terms of licenses. And you can still have these haptic products like printed maps or whatever else product you can think of. And the interesting part is that there is a uniform workflow for purchasing these products. So you select your product, might configure it or just skip this part. You put it into a shopping cart, you order it, you require payment for it, and you produce it, or you just put it in a box or whatever, and you deliver it. So this is all the same, no matter if you're talking about data or services or some haptic stuff. In a generic workflow there, oops, sorry, printed the wrong one. In a generic workflow there, you have that selection part where you need some kind of data or product catalog. You have the configuration part. This is provided by License Manager. As you have seen in the licensing use case, this can look like, or this can look similar for any other product as well. License Manager also allows you to collect different products in a shopping cart and to do the ordering, because ordering is nothing else than the step which we've seen before when concluding a license. And after this is ordered, of course, the process is split up into the different production lines, let's say. So if you have data production, for instance, you can have an FME system, for instance, creating the data, extracting the data, and providing it for download. If you have haptic products, of course, you can use the hands-on process and put it in a box and deliver it in a package. If you have a license, you can access the License Manager to create such a license and to store it. in the license repository and just send a confirmation to the user. So License Manager is able to attach different production lines or production systems after the ordering process. This can become very complex, so this gives quite a lot of power in creating different products, because the difference of different products just lies in the different ways of producing them and delivering them. The order process is always the same. If we look at an example, so you have a selection part for the product, so I'll go a bit more quickly through it. So you find different products, get some kind of detailed results, and you have an order button in there that somehow redirects you to the configuration part. Oh no, this is still the selection part. So either you can select them from a list by just checking boxes of, let's say, different tiles or whatever, or you select predefined tiles from a map, or you just create your own spatial extent, whatever. Sorry. At the end you have a selection, and next step is to configure it based on whatever configuration parameters are defined for that product. For instance, in this case, its resolution, its reference system, its data format. You set the different values. You create the price or calculate the price for it, add it to the basket, and within the basket then you have the list of products, which allows you also to review your shopping basket, or to delete certain items from it. It gives you an end price, and then you can start the ordering and payment process. So ordering means you order everything which is in your shopping cart. Of course you have to include a payment system, but including payment systems in License Manager is not very complicated, because well, these systems are designed for easy integration. Usually they work with redirecting or including iframes of a payment provider, which allows you to enter your credit card details, and the only thing it returns to the initial workflow is kind of confirmation that payment was made, and then you can continue on your process. And the ordering process can be configured quite heavily. So as an example, this is out of a real-life project where we have quite a complex ordering process with different dependencies and something like that. But this was quite easy to define in License Manager. Sorry. So at the end, you enter your shipping details, get a confirmation, and then your products are produced somehow and delivered. So if you have digital data, delivery is done via download or shipping of storage media. It's also possible, for instance, to define a process which uses thresholds, such as from a certain data volume on, you always ship a DVD or something like that, and under that limit you would always provide a download. For haptic products, you send the pick list, and you also have ways of a status feedback from your fulfillment department to be able to maintain the delivery status in your order details. And for licenses, of course, you don't have to deliver anything. You just have to establish the license in the repository and send the user a confirmation. And then you have, let's say, an overview over your orders, and you can look into the details and download stuff and something like that. So what are important features when we are talking about geospatial shop systems? So this is, or what is special compared to standard shop systems? First of all, it's a spatial selection which you might need. You also might need product configuration for your different products, and you also have to support different product types which lead to different fulfillment processes at the end. So you have to be able to split up the process after ordering and to dispatch your order to different production or fulfillment processes. Yeah. What can you do with license manager in there? So first of all, license manager is a foundation for these shop systems, because the logic of this shop process is already implemented in license manager. So you can select different products. You can ask the license manager what are the configuration parameters and render it in the user interface, and calculate prices and collect them, the products in a shopping basket, order that stuff, and also control the fulfillment afterwards. This is all possible by license manager because it's already used in the let's say standalone licensing process. But as I said before, for selling other products, the whole process is very similar. And therefore, also for shop systems we have built so far, it's always built on the foundation of license manager. So in this case, license manager provides a backend technology, and the only thing which is necessary then is provide a user interface by anybody, by you, by the customer itself, by us. It doesn't matter. And it's also possible to integrate parts of license manager into existing ordering workflows or shop workflows, just for extending the capabilities you need there for spatial products. So you just take the usual shop system and just include parts of license manager where it's needed, yeah, to fulfill the requirements which are imposed by spatial products there. Yeah, that was a brief overview about the option of creating shop systems based on license manager.